All right, this is my collaboration outline that I'm sharing with you. And it's really important that you collaborate with people who have an audience that would it also be interested in um, what who you're collaborating with. So you don't want to be with the same company, but for instance, this is the February self-love and self-care collaboration. So I chose people who do clean beauty because that's kind of my platform is the clean and healthy living, but also promote uh, body positivity and women and our women-owned businesses. So I sent this message that's right here, said, "Hey Becky, next month in my Facebook group, I am focusing my content on self-love and self-care and would love to do an audience share collaboration with you. I love that your products are clean and support women, which is something my audience would be inclined to appreciate, driving traffic to your Instagram or Facebook group. If you're interested in getting in front of my audience in exchange for me getting in front of yours, let me know." This was a very effective message that I sent um, to a few different women in different businesses, network marketing businesses that I would want to work with because of their platform, what they stand for, in their audience. So the first post that we would collaborate on is a self-love and self-care collab post with tags. So I've asked each person to give me a very short sentence about what they stand for or how their Facebook page or Instagram page supports self-love and care and supporting women in that. So for me, my page is a health and wellness account encouraging women in self-love and care through whole body wellness, mind, body, and soul. And then I would ask them to put in their own, like, I appreciate her content because blah, 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 or whatever that, you can explain to your audience what this account means to you and how it would affect your audience. And think of what your audience already is interested in. If you mostly have moms or women, you're not going to talk about the benefits for men or children. You want to stay focused on your current audience and what they're looking for and the value that you're giving them through sharing these accounts. So, what I would do is say in my post that I would create, I would say, I'm focusing on self love and self care. I think it's a really important part of having whole body wellness because it encompasses your mind, body, and soul. These are the things I'm doing upcoming in this month. But here are a few other accounts that are really diving into the self love and self care in their own Facebook groups or on their own pages. And then I would take the next person's little information. Autumn's account is about this, and this is why I appreciate her content. Same with Becky, same with Lori, and they're all in different industries. So I would be saying things about, let's use Becky and New Skin. Moms really love to take care of themselves, but they don't always have a lot of time. But New Skin really encompasses allowing women and mothers to have a skincare routine that's clean and feels like you just left the spa without leaving your house. So my audience would be so into that because they're busy moms. They don't have time or even money to go out and get a facial, but these products really do a great job in making you feel pampered. But I'm not talking about the products. I'm just talking about what her page is about in supporting women in self-care. And I would tag their account. Um, just like it has here for me, I would say at blah, 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 and then give that description in one post. And everybody is going to make a similar post with each other's statements. So you have your little thing, and then you include everybody's little statements and tag their account. So that's a post that you're tagging different accounts. So your audience is going to click on each tag if they're interested in, their page and what you said about them page. If it strikes them, then they can go ahead and click right from your post to Autumn or to Becky's page or to Lori's page. And then for the following next 4 days, you are going to post that post in your stories and tag. The first one would be, I would tag Autumn. Then the next day, share my post and tag Becky. And then the next one, share the post and tag Lori. So that way you're also putting them, like, some people don't always see your posts, but if people watch your stories because it's really quick, then they can access those people through your stories because you're tagging them and talking about the post in your stories. So that is, if you want to stop there, that is a great collaboration because everyone is getting in front of each other's audience, not only in a post, but in the stories throughout the week. So each person would do the same thing, post in stories, tag, and make that post. If you wanted to do something that's like personal self-love and self-care, this would be a really great post on how you are practicing self-love and care. It doesn't have to tag anybody else. It's just what you are doing in your group or on your Instagram page. And then everyone will do that for their own. So I would do one about my Facebook group, then Autumn would do one about hers, Becky, her Facebook group, Lori's, hers. And we would make sure to say Monday, I would share Autumn's, Monday, I would share Autumn's in my stories and tag her. And then Tuesday, I would share Becky's in my story and tag her. And then the next day, I would post Lori's post in my stories and tag her. So that's another way to get in front of each other's audiences with a more like designated, it's not like a general post about everybody, it's a more specific post about what each person is doing, putting it in your stories to get in front of each other's audience that way. Then if you do a reel, same thing. What you're doing for self-love and self-care as a reel, not a post, and do the same thing. Post, share each other's reels and your stories. And then there's also a self-love and care collab pass reel. So if we all have something that we use for self-care, for me, it would be, I use fitness equipment or water, anything that I use and promote for self-care. I would have, let's say, a weight. I would be demonstrating a certain move and then pass it out of the screen. The next person would pretend to grab, but it would be their own product and show it, use it, whatever, and then pass it. And then the next person would take it, their product for self-care, and pass it and like do, it's eyeliner or whatever, and then pass it out. So everyone has something that they're sharing and demonstrating. It's like a team building thing. I don't know. I think they're really cool reels to do to really support each other. And then you would tag each other in the posts with maybe what they're using, what they're doing. And then again, so everybody would be sharing this one reel, the same reel. Someone would have to put it together, and then you each post it on your page, and then go throughout the week, share it in your stories with a different tag, tag each person separately throughout the week. So that is a really great way to grow your audience. Now, when someone comments on your posts, make sure that you are responding and talking to them. And if there's some communication on the post, go into the DMs and be like, I really like this conversation. I like your input on, excuse me, on the post. And you can create a less public relationship in the DMs and really thank the person for participating in the conversation on your post. Same thing with stories. It would be really good to have some engagement of self-love or self-care that you're posting in your stories prior to sharing any of these, and have it be engaging. So a poll, a slide bar, anything like that where people are engaged, you're kind of training them to participate, training them to click, to slide, and not just go to the next page and not just be watching, but actually click. So when you have them, vote on a poll, use the slider bar. The next one is you're tagging somebody and you're talking about self-care in each of those slides. And then they'd be more inclined to click on the person you're linking in your stories because they just voted in the poll or did the slide bar, and now they are interested in who you're talking about. So that is a great way to kind of get your audience engaged. But then you got to be checking who is engaging in your stories and reach out to them, start a conversation, talk to them about, what you've posted, especially if it's a question and they answered it, and you can kind of that opens the door for communication and stories. And anybody new who's not already in your Facebook group or following you then reach out to them and be like, hey, thanks for engaging in my stories. Thanks for engaging on my post. Thanks for following. I'd really love to invite you to my Facebook group where we are talking about self-love and self-care for the next 2 weeks. I'd really love to have you there because our conversations have been really great. You have really good insight and input, and I'd really like that energy in the group to inspire other women. So that's what I would do. I did also include some collab pictures. So if you're doing this with another group of people, this is kind of how to cold message people to collab with, or people you don't know and aren't that close with. I happen to be close with the people that I've asked to collab with. And so this is a little bit more informal, probably a little bit more informal than I needed to be with my sister, or more formal than I needed to be with my sister. But it got the job done and we're collabing. So I hope this was helpful. If you ever have any questions, you can find me at xo.angie.o on Instagram, or you can follow along on courageous.lotus on Instagram. That is my health and wellness page. So feel free to reach out and I will answer any questions you have about this collaboration. But very excited for you to collab and grow your audience by getting in front of others who have similar things to share.